Confirmation. Respected Igbo leadership have spoken, and we must listen.
That ALHAJI ATIKU ABUBAKAR has chosen Mr. Peter Obi, His Excellency, the former governor of Anambra State, as his vice presidential running mate. Why Mr. Peter Obi? 2. Why Mr. ATIKU ABUBAKAR? 3. What will be the impact of their presidency on the Igbo predicament in the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Will this development not abort the quest for freedom? Is it restructuring that will resolve the century-old predicament of Igbo in Nigeria? Are we not intending to prolong Igbo predicament and suffering in Nigeria? Our quest for freedom is genuine. ADF is deeply committed to it. But it's not a question of singing Biafra, Biafra, regional autonomy, no election, no action, nothing. No, that is very, I won't call it idealistic, it's more than idealism. No. The mission of ADF is the rebuilding and development of Igbo nation and the rebirth and advancement of the spirit of our culture and civilization. Under Buhari, things are going to get worse. Bloodshed, marginalization, deepening the Quran in the sea, and so on and so forth. These are the terrors we must try to avoid. All efforts geared towards ensuring that the regime of Python dance, the regime of jihad, the regime of ethnic and religious cleansing be overthrown, while the struggle for freedom must be sustained very vigorously.
Obi is no longer a boy. Obi is now the man. This is well articulated. Thanks for watching.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we welcome you to this international press conference. On October 12th, 2018, the news came to us. The Igbo Development Foundation and other Nigerians and Igbo, of course, that ALHAJI ATIKU ABUBAKAR, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has chosen Mr. Peter Obi, His Excellency, the former governor of Anambra State, as his vice presidential running mate in the forthcoming presidential election in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. After brief consultations, the president of ADF was mandated by the leadership of ADF to issue a brief statement stating that ADF welcomes the nomination of His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, and congratulating His Excellency ALHAJI ABUBAKAR and its running mates. We followed this by sending text messages to our brothers who were said to complain about the procedure of the nomination We requested them to withdraw their opposition and support Mr. Obi's nomination. Since then, we have received several questions, particularly from some of our members, as well as a broad spectrum of Igbo worldwide, asking for clarification on the ADF action. Some of the questions they have asked are the following. Why Mr. Peter Obi? 2. Why Mr. ATIKU ABUBAKAR? 3. What will be the impact of their presidency on the Igbo predicament in the Federal Republic of Nigeria? 4. How does this action of ADF relate to the mission of ADF, which Igbo have increasingly come to identify with globally? 5. What is more, the large bulk of Igbo who have lost faith in the Federal Republic of Nigeria and are asking why ADF should be supporting the 2019 election whose result will not guarantee the quest for self-determination for Igbo and other nationalities who are clamoring for a political union in which they are not trapped as slaves. They further ask, will this development not abort the quest for freedom? Yes, while ALHAJI ATIKU ABUBAKAR, a Fulani man and a Muslim like Buhari, they're asking, why ATIKU ABUBAKAR, a Fulani man and a Muslim like Buhari? Although he writes on the banner of restructuring, Abubakar, he has not clearly clarified his proposal for restructuring. By the way, people are asking, is it restructuring that will resolve the century-old predicament of Igbo in Nigeria? Are we not intending to prolong Igbo predicament and suffering in Nigeria? They're also asking, will ATIKU and Peter Obi win the election that has been so badly skewed to return Buhari? Ladies and gentlemen, it is for the sake of clarifying these crucial but very legitimate questions, amongst other issues, that the leadership of Igbo Development Foundation is addressing this international press conference. Let's take them one by one. One, why Peter Obi? In a brief congratulatory message to ALHAJI ATIKU ABUBAKAR for choosing Mr. Obi as his running mate, ADF stated, and I quote, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi is one of the most authentic, trusted, and capable Igbo leaders, through whom the continued membership of Igbo in the affairs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria can be negotiated. Please note, ladies and gentlemen, that ADF did not say that Mr. Obi is the only person in Igbo worthy of such a choice by ATIKU. But what is the basis of the judgment by ADF? You may ask, what is the basis of our judgment? Here is our answer. In 2016, when nobody was thinking of election or nomination for the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Igbo Development Foundation, ADF, in further pursuit of her Akuru law, Invest at Home movement, decided to undertake an industrial tour for Igbo to see for ourselves the challenges facing Igbo in their desire to invest and develop Igbo. The tour took us to Nnewi and Onitsha industrial axis. It was amazing, the extensive industrial complex in Onitsha, which many people do not know. This was largely, as we were informed, due to Mr. Obi's administration. At Nnewi, we visited the massive Inosun Motor manufacturing complex. Inosun told us that everyone should thank Mr. Peter Obi for what we were seeing in his industry. For a takeoff, Mr. Obi gave him a contract to pursue vehicles, to produce vehicles for schools and institutions in Anambra State, and paid him 5 billion naira upfront. And he delivered the vehicles before the deadline given to him. He received further similar encouragement from Mr. Peter. We were also informed during that tour that one of our business gurus had his goods seized at the international airport in Lagos. Mr. Peter Obi flew to Abuja and conferred with President Jonathan and got his intervention and had the goods released. What about his care of the old veteran political leaders in Anambra State who were informed during this visit? I mean, in particular, and many others, the late mathematician and political leader, Professor Chikobi, and also Chief Mbazlika Amechi, whom we popularly refer to as the boys good. ADFC has the video of the industrial tour for anyone who cares to listen or to view it on our website. You also can transfer it from our laptop to you. Given this character of the man, Mr. Peter Obi, it is inconceivable if their ticket win, that he will be in any regime that continues to hunt and willfully destroy Igbo businesses and Igbo businessmen. We mean this siege, such siege as the one on Innocent, the one on Ibeto, the one on Ifanyoba, Pascal Dozie, and several others. We don't think Peter Obi will sit idle while all this is going on. Mr. Obi is a pragmatic businessman, and we expect that he will be sensitive to the basic interests of the development of Igbo, many of which you know. Is it our infrastructure? Is it our airports, seaports, and so on and so forth? Someone told us that the choice of Peter Obi is premised on his vast experiences in the areas of investment, economic and social development, an area or areas Nigeria is sorely below par at the moment. That's our answer to the question, why Mr. Obi and why should ADF support him? 2, why ATIKU ABUBAKAR, a Fulani and a Muslim? Many of us knew ATIKU ABUBAKAR initially through his political patron, late Shehu Yaradua. This was at the 1994-95 National Constitutional Conference. Yaradua was a Fulani and a Muslim. However, he was a liberal Muslim Fulani, whose main allies were Southerners, the Lechubo Kadibo, the local, and many others, including myself. His liberal outlook pitched him against the late Sani Abacha, as well as the most conservative elements among the forces of hegemony. We remember the long reign of military autocracy that culminated in the fascist regime of General Sani Abacha, a regime in which the present head of state, General Muhammad Buhari, he served that regime faithfully. A regime which Shehu Yaradua opposed and was killed for his opposition. We remember the great achievements of that conference. Shehu Yaradua was at the head of Liberal North and worked with liberal forces in the South to initiate most of the democratic provisions meant to promote equity, justice, and democratic governance in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. One remembers the 6 geopolitical zones, power sharing and rotational presidency, federal character principle and federal character commission, new revenue allocation formula, etc., etc. Thus, from the ideological point of view, we have a basis for choosing between these 2 Muslim Fulani candidates, Buhari and ATIKU. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our answer to the question, why support ATIKU ABUBAKAR? Number 3, what will be the impact of their presidency on the Igbo predicament in the Federal Republic of Nigeria? We do not expect any miracle. ADF does not expect any miracle from anyone sworn to uphold the 1999 Federal Constitution, the basis of the oath they are going to take. Igbo predicament, our suffering in Nigeria, has a long history, right from the first amalgamation in 1914. ADF has examined this history as well as interacted with our people, both at home and abroad. We know that the song of freedom is raging in many zones in Nigeria. This is a process which neither ATIKU Obi government nor that of Buhari regime can abort. The fact is that there are great obstacles on the way which we must struggle to eliminate in the course of our struggle for freedom. I want you to listen carefully to this. Issues of development of Igbo is fundamental. Homeland security and protection of our people from the menace and killings of the Fulani herdsmen. Dismantling of the military siege of Igbo. Near comprehensive elimination of our people from the federal bureaucracy. Total decay of our infrastructure. Handling of our businessmen. Harassment and torture of our youth. We must continue to fight against these critical obstacles to our survival as a people, even as we continue to press on for regional autonomy or total freedom of our people. We cannot wait until that ultimate goal is achieved before attending to these challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, the point ADF is making is that our quest for freedom is genuine. ADF is deeply committed to it. But it's not a question of singing Biafra, Biafra, regional autonomy, no election, no action, nothing. No, that is very, I wouldn't call it idealism. It's more than idealism, you know. We must be tackling concrete problems on the way, obstacles on the way, as we fight for total freedom. And these are the obstacles we have just mentioned. The mission of ADF is the rebuilding and development of Igbo nation and the rebirth and advancement of the spirit of our culture and civilization. Put differently, ADF works for the restoration of the philosophical and social values of the Igbo society, re-energizing and refocusing on basic Igbo communal spirit, umunna, together with the spirit of enterprise and individual drive, ikenga, anchored on the fundamental moral and spiritual ethos of Onogu. Ndị Igbo have been recognized worldwide for these philosophical and social values from time immemorial. It is in this light, in the light of the above, that ADF and several pan-Igbo organizations and pro-Biafra organizations on July 28, 2018 presented the Enugu Declaration, the details of which shall be published soon in due course. That is our ultimate goal, this declaration. And that's what we are working for. But as we are going along, struggling for it, these concrete obstacles we must also address. We cannot fold our hands, you know. And we believe that ATIKU Obi ticket or presidency will be able to help us remove some of these obstacles while still fighting and struggling for ultimate freedom. Under Buhari, things are going to get worse. Bloodshed, marginalization, dipping the Quran in the sea, and so on and so forth. These are the terrors we must try to avoid. On the question of whether the ATIKU Obi ticket can win in the light of the fact that the result of the election has been programmed to return Buhari, we in ADF dare say that Buhari can win only if the election is rigged. The election can only be rigged if the security forces, the Army, Navy, Air Force, Police, DSS, EFCC, paramilitary agents, and INEC, if they are used for rigging the election. In addition, they will succeed if the courts are used to provide legal legitimacy to the result of such rigging. These are the conditions under which they can win this election, not through popular votes. Yes, all these are possible. But ADF believes that there are well-meaning personnel in these agencies, these paramilitary, security, military, and other agencies. There are well-meaning people whose conscience will resist this evil. It is possible that the way things are now, some of the gentlemen are already wondering where such ignoble role will land them at the end of the day. Some of them are already wondering and asking themselves what will happen to them if at the end of the day the ATIKU Obi win the ticket, the election. The ATIKU Obi ticket win the election. Given such scenario, the possibility of successful rigging of the election in the manner of the Ekiti and Ocean cannot be guaranteed. All said and done, however, all efforts on the part of all those who believe in freedom, in overcoming the present nightmare engulfing the Federal Republic of Nigeria in general, and Igbo in particular, all efforts geared towards ensuring that the regime of Python dance, the regime of jihad, the regime of ethnic and religious cleansing be overthrown, while the struggle for freedom must be sustained very vigorously. Finally, ADF would like to state quite categorically that we do not condemn anyone who honestly seeks the path of collective solidarity and collective support of Igbo for the nomination of Peter Obi as the vice presidential candidate of the PDP. The trouble is only those who, for one selfish reason or the other, seek to undermine the nomination. There's no doubt, as someone has stated, that over 95% of Igbo endorse the choice of Peter Obi. Igbo must now stand as one man to ensure the victory of the ticket. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I would just want to touch on one nagging problem which has causing a lot of disquiet among Igbo, those who are genuinely praying and working for the salvation of Igbo land. And that is what happened the last ABGA primary in Imo State. There is no way we can end this international conference without a word on the political developments within the ABGA family in Imo State. In short, ADF condemns the inability of the All Progressive Grand Alliance to conduct a transparent party primary to choose their delegates for 2019 candidates for the 2019 election in Imo State. ADF is not concerned about who was choosing or not, but about the fact that there obviously lack of transparency and decency in the exercise. Our worry stems also from the fact that Igbo were already beginning to look in the direction of ABGA for the evolution of a political party that can effectively champion their regional interests. Finally, ladies and gentlemen of the press, the Igbo Development Foundation hereby wishes to appeal to the political class in Igbo not to allow their political interests and ambitions to override the fundamental interests of Igbo. Thank you very much.